If you're just joining us, we are over Kinderkamak Road in River Edge, New Jersey, just a little bit north of Howland Avenue. The facade, a large portion of the facade of this building, a strip mall, has come crashing down to the ground. Multiple cars were struck when it collapsed as well. At this point, we do not have reports of serious injuries. It's not known if we have minor injuries involved, but the initial reports we're getting from the area are that there were no serious injuries involved in this incident. We could see firefighters going around inspecting the portion of the building. We believe that anybody that was inside of the buildings has been escorted out by the first responders. In the last few minutes, we have not seen anybody being brought out, and judging by the response, it does not appear that anybody is trapped at this point, either inside the buildings or inside of any of the vehicles. Again, firefighters are on the scene. We've seen them up on the roof of the building as well as down on the ground. There are also utility crews on the scene to help handle any situations with the electrical or other utility issues related to this incident. Kinderkamak Road is closed off in the area. It's still an ongoing situation. This happened before 10 o'clock this morning. Not knowing exactly how long the road closures will last and if this will be impacted by any temporary repairs to the building while that facade is dealt with. Again, a large portion, you can see several storefronts where the facade came crashing down onto the ground, onto the sidewalk below, as well as crashing into some of the cars in the parking lot. No serious injuries have been reported. Gotcha. Okay. And we've been following this situation in River Edge, New Jersey, along Kinnerkamak Road, just north of Howland Avenue. The facade of the building, front facade, came crashing down in this strip mall. There are multiple stores here, and a large portion of that facade came crashing down to the ground. As we come around the front side of the building, you can see where not only did it go down to the ground, but also many vehicles in the parking lot were also struck. At this point, no serious injuries have been reported. We have not received detailed information as to whether there were minor injuries involved, but reports from the scene that there were no serious injuries involved in the incident. First responders, we understand, assisted people in getting out of the building earlier. Fire department and utility crews are on the scene. We saw them up on the roof earlier, as well as going around the front of the building to assess that situation. There's also a portion of the facade that came partially down. We've noticed some braces to keep it from crashing down further onto the ground. Again, fire department and other first responders are on the scene. Notice many of them that are not actively assessing the building over in the shade, trying to stay cool, of course, on these hot, humid days. That takes a toll on these firefighters wearing all of that equipment. We understand there's also some first responders coming in to assist with helping to keep everybody cool. We often see that at fires and other scenes where crews will be bringing in water, trying to bring in sometimes tents or canopies to help put a little shade on those firefighters. And as you can see right now, some of them trying to stay in the shade as much as possible. We don't know how long Kinnerkamak Road will remain closed. Again, this is just north of Howland Avenue. It's currently closed with all the emergency vehicles on the scene, and as we get further along into the situation, possibly when that facade may be taken down completely or removed from the area, if it will require anything to be closed off again. But at this point, it remains closed indefinitely. Again, this is Kinnerkamak Road, just north of Howland Avenue in River Edge, New Jersey. Before 10 o'clock this morning, the facade, or a large portion of that facade, came crashing down to the ground. Several vehicles in the parking lot were also struck when that happened. Hey, Wanda, just checking back with you. Okay. And if you're just joining us, we are over Kinderkamak Road in River Edge, New Jersey. The facade of this building came crashing down before 10 o'clock this morning, and there were no injuries involved in the incident. We understand there were some people inside of the buildings that were escorted out by first responders, and also, as you can see, multiple vehicles in the parking lot were also struck when that facade came crashing down to the ground. So some good news there that there were no injuries involved in this incident to anybody down below or inside the cars. First responders are on the scene. We saw firefighters assessing the situation from the roof as well as the ground. They've also braced a portion of this facade that came partially down from collapsing further. Fire department from River Edge, Oradell, possibly other towns on the scene. And see, they've set up this little canopy. We often see this, especially on these hot days, try to keep some of those first responders cool. We saw a person come in a few minutes ago with what appeared to be cases of water. Many other firefighters currently taking some refuge underneath the shade. These hot temperatures and all of the protective equipment they have to wear, it makes it feel much hotter. So try to do what they can when they're not actively involved in a situation to try to keep themselves from overheating. Kinderkamak Road is currently shut down, again, just north of Howland Avenue in both directions. Not knowing how long it will be shut down. For the moment, it appears to be for the foreseeable future with the amount of activity. And again, no injuries when this happened. A large portion of this facade overhanging multiple storefronts in this strip mall. That is what came down, and you can see towards the end there is that one portion that is still hanging in the middle, but the fire department has put a few braces to keep that from falling further. It's not known what caused the collapse. There will be an investigation into that to determine that cause. And also too early to tell how soon crews will be able to deal with removing that facade to keep it from collapsing and removing it from those vehicles, or how long the businesses here along Kinderkamak Road will be impacted, or at least in this strip mall will be impacted by this situation. So once again, Kinderkamak Road just north of Howland Avenue in River Edge, New Jersey. This facade came crashing down just before 10 o'clock this morning. Several cars in the parking lot were struck. Nobody was injured when this happened. Hey, Brian. Yes, I got that. I mentioned closure. Okay. All right, copy that, Brian. Okay.